EHAS Club presents Stories to Create podcast, where the tale of our guest takes you back, way back to where the story first got created. Now, to help create this new story, here is your host, Cornell Bunting.
Welcome, everyone. As you heard, my name is Cornell Bunting. On today's show, I am so excited because we are going back, and we're going back with a group of individuals that have an amazing band here in Southwest Florida called Karibbean Groove. And when I tell you people they're doing it, then they're doing it massively big. So we're going to dive into some of that. We're going to dive into their story as well and let you guys hear who they are and what that looked like with them growing up, yeah? So we're going to dive in right here on EHAS Club. Caribbean Groove, member, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Thank
morning.
you for having us, Mr. Bunting.
So for the listeners, if I could have you guys introduce yourselves, starting with Mr. Michelson.
My name is Michelson, and keyboard player and music director for Caribbean Groove.
Okay.
And I'm Yajaida. I'm one of the lead singers.
Okay.
Jude's here.
Jude.
One of the singers as well.
One of the singers.
One of the singers.
Yeah.
How many singers you guys have?
Man, we're so lucky and blessed to tell you that, like, everybody, right, practically can sing. Actually, everybody can sing. So that makes it so much easier to have those harmonies and
Yeah.
Not all of us can dance, but
Well, that's another story. Yeah.
This is good. So we want the listeners to kind of go back. So, I would love to have you guys take us back a little bit of the culture, like where you guys grew up, what that looked like.
That's on you.
I'll have Jude start. Yeah.
well, again, this is Jude's. Pleasure to be here. I grew up in Haiti.
Okay.
I've been in the USA for about maybe 19 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came young.
Well, not that young. But,
For you guys that are listening, you look young.
Yeah, I'm lucky to look young but old soul.
That baby face.
Baby face. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Haitian culture a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ladies first.
Oh, well, he talked already.
No, what are you trying to say?
You see how he treats you? I'm telling you, there's no love in this one. All right, so I'll go. So actually, I was born in the U.S. To Dominican family
Nice.
from Washington Heights, from
Okay.
New York. So I have been in that melting pot with all the different cultures, and then went to live to the Dominican Republic for a few years, where I learned Spanish and got immersed even more into the culture. But been in Florida for a long, long time now. So I'm just a Floridian now because it's been, I think I got here when I was like 12. So that was very, very young.
So you went to Dominican Republic really young. Like,
Yes,
how
I
old
went
were
back. I think it was like maybe 6 years old,
Okay.
and came back here when I was 12.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. We get back to Yajaida. So Michelson.
Yes, it's me. I grew up in Haiti, was born in Haiti.
Okay.
Grew up in a family mostly a musician. My dad is a musician, and a lot of uncles and cousins that plays an instrument. I remember I got developed a love for reggae music and Caribbean music. I remember my uncle, he passed away. His Garcia would be flying a kite in front of the house and listening to reggae music or Bob Marley music. So I grew up listening to that.
Okay.
And I've loved the reggae since, and then pretty much every style genre.
Oh, man. So the music been in the blood from music.
Yeah,
Kid.
yes, sir.
Oh, wow. So school, what was school like, Yajaida? Like between Dominican Republic and then coming here, did you ever felt like a culture shock at any point?
Oh, absolutely. I actually felt, the Dominican Republic was hard. I mean, school over there was, very demanding. Of course, there was another time, we respected our teachers. They could call your house and get you in trouble. It was nothing like here. So, but then, of course, you come here and you had access to, all of these things. All the, I remember the first thing that I thought about was like electives. Like, what is that? You get to do art and whatever. Over there was like, you're just going to strictly do what you need to do, you know, your math, your whatever. So here it was nice to be, you know, exposed to all of the technology and everything else. But I definitely still found it really hard in the Dominican Republic. I really did. I mean, here I was just like, oh, I'm going to fly through this because you have too many options, right? Over there, it was just like, there was no like little, medium, and whatever. Everybody's going to learn this subject no matter what. So it was a little hard, but I loved it though. I loved that I was exposed to that.
What was your favorite subject?
Believe it or not, it was math. And then I got here and I didn't really like it anymore. I don't know what happened. I just kind of like lost it as I went there. And then it turned more into science, which made sense than with what I ended up doing for a living. But I like numbers, I think, primarily because my grandpa, he was a big numbers guy. He was an engineer and he was like all into teaching math. And that was one thing, you know, about me that, you know, I skipped a couple of grades when I was little because when I was in kindergarten, I already knew how to multiply.
I hope your teacher's not listening right now.
Yeah, they just like flew me through. I didn't get to do, I didn't do kindergarten and I didn't do like first grade. They just like skipped me right over.
Right to grade 2.
Right to grade 2 because I was already reading.
You graduated at 16.
Yes, I was young. But I was reading already and doing like multiplication while everybody else was, you know, still learning numbers and whatever. But I guess maybe later that was like, oh, he pushed me too hard. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I hated it as an adult later. Like, who wants to do statistics? Not me.
Oh, man. So, Jude, how old were you when you got in your first fight?
Fight?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do you fight?
No.
I was going to say, why did you ask me that question? I would have answered that with flying colors.
It was not necessary because I have my cousin.
Yeah.
They were really protecting me in a way, but I was like the peacemaker in every fight.
You were not. You're still.
Still. In every fight, I'll be doing. Yo, man, we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
Yeah.
Never had a fight. Well, I fought my sister a little bit because she used to wear my underwear, my shorts. I never liked that, so we always get into a fight with my sister. But but never really had a fight.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Who would you say was your favorite teacher, Michelson?
Back in Haiti or here?
Yeah, Haiti.
Back in Haiti was this lady. I remember her name is we call her Mademoiselle Elizabeth.
Okay.
She was nice and always well dressed.
Yeah.
And as a teacher.
Look what you remember. He didn't remember the subject. She was cute.
Yeah. I love seeing a well dressed woman. So
This is good.
Yes.
So bush tea was a big thing. That probably was a big thing for all you guys, yeah?
What?
Bush tea. You know, they say in the culture you go and they send you to go pick some bush and that's what they boil for you.
Back in, of course, growing up in Haiti.
Yeah.
Any little, like you have a fever or anything.
Yes.
You go pick up, that's, when you say bush tea, I'm like, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we growing up in Haiti. I don't know if you're in India or if you guys have that. Everything. We have a name for every leaf, fatty bomb or this, or this. For if you have gas, it's this. You boil this.
Yeah.
Just go in the backyard and grab it and
just boil it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Now move up a little bit to now you're in Florida. So you came to Florida, Yajaida, when you were like what?
12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did that look like? You know, with understanding down here in Southwest Florida and the journey coming from DR.
So I first came to Miami. So that was a big shock there because Miami during that time was like just developing, nothing like it is today, of course, but it was just going through all of those growing pains. Yeah. And I, just didn't seem like Miami was supposed to be that big, but people were coming all the time. It was my first time exposed to so many different of these other cultures because in New York, even though it was a melting pot, it was more, maybe like Jewish and, maybe Puerto Ricans, this and that in my neighborhood, but then came to meet like Venezuelans and people from all over Latin America that were coming to Miami. So it was a big big thing, going through all of that. And of course, those times, and I'm just going to age myself a lot, that was the time of all of the crazy Miami, Scarface situation that was going on there. So I was exposed to all of that, which is like a very different contrast from, coming from just like the chill out DR, So
was Scarface already out? Scarface was already out.
Oh, yeah. I got here. Let me see. I got here in 86 to Miami. That's when I was like 12 or whatever, 11. So I think it was, I don't know.
Was it 81?
I think it came out like 81 or whatever. But of course, I mean, I didn't get to see it till later because, we know the content of the movie. So to me, it was new in 80 something when I saw it. But we were actually living that. We were seeing it, there was like very predominant thing going in Miami at the time. And so it was a big shock culturally, for me. And then coming here, of course, this was like, rural, right? When I came here in 98. So there was really nothing here in Southwest Florida. Yeah. And I've seen it gone from like practically, that to all of this that we have.
Very developed.
Very developed in contrast. Yeah.
So Caribbean Groove, how was that found?
Well, it's a short story, but long story. But I'm gonna make it short. So we were at a concert at our church in Immokalee, and there was it was like a gospel concert, and then the next day, it went so well. The next day, Mr. George Duncan, was a teacher at Immokalee High School and also a pastor, I think. And then he called us up and said, "Guys, I like what you did last night. Yeah. I'd like to create a group." And he's a motivational speaker. He said, wherever I go speak, I can just bring you guys and play. And we're so excited. And then we got together. That was in 2004.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, and there was this program, I forgot the name of it, where we had to go showcase in Atlanta in front of college students, and they sent representatives. Yeah. And there was different bands from all across the country, small bands that either originals or covers songs. And we went there. We drove to Atlanta for just one day and to perform in front of those college students. And then their representatives would pick some different bands throughout the year to come to perform at those colleges. Wow. And we actually come out with 20-something gigs?
I think 27 gigs.
27 gigs lined up for the year. And then there goes Caribbean Groove. Pretty much right from there.
Yeah. Who came up with the name?
Actually, good question.
Good question. The name, I think the name was kind of like a put together by...
I think Keshner had a little input in that. Yeah. And, we always talk about, so we groove. We always groove on top of other people's songs. If we would take a Bob Marley song or any a type of song, and we'd groove on top of it and make it our own. Yeah. So and then we from the Caribbean, we play most of the Caribbean music, so we pretty much call it Caribbean Groove.
Yeah. So when did you guys discover the beautiful Spanish queen?
Oh, there's a story with that. That was a trap. Let me tell you about this trap and this situation, how this went down. Right. So I was actually already gigging with another band doing like jazz and stuff like that in Naples. It's a little boring, but it was good. It was good musicians. And so what they did was, of course, I met Michelson first through a friend, and then I know it's a trap because they just send their first representative. It's a trap. Stop it. It was, right? They send their first representative to come check out my gig. So he comes in, in his suit. You know how he does. Yeah. Come in there all cute and stuff like that to the gig. And you can just see. It was actually it was a red blazer. What? How can you miss? You know what I'm saying? Just coming in through the door, I pretended that I didn't see him. That's for the record. That's part of the secret. But anyway, he comes in. Oh yeah, we just came. Whatever. Just came to see you. See how your gig is. Blah blah blah. And then about 10-15 minutes later, here come all the other guys. Right? They came to see me. And talk to me and whatever. And pretty much from there, like the rest is history. Like, I don't know. We were like, literally, we were just like all friends. Yeah. I don't know. They gave me some goat or something, made me fall in love with the guy. And then that was it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
here's what comes with goat, right? Yeah.
And we have
my
paper to
God.
prove it. We have documentation. We have pictures to prove all that.
Yeah, he's the one that knows. Never allow him to take a picture of you because 10 years from now, he will be. As a matter of fact, they'll tell you. See this one day, you're like, oh no, I don't have a blue velvet suit or whatever. And I kid you not, Judy's will come back and be like, 10 minutes later, send you the picture from like 2023. It's now 2035. And he sends you the picture. Goes, this is the day that you wore that suit, and it's like, whoa. So he does have the documentation, but yeah, they just they said, you want to do a couple songs with us, here and there, we're trying to get some gigs and stuff like that, and I just did like one of those jam nights with them, and just sang like a couple of songs, and was like, hey, I'll introduce you to some friends, get some more gigs, and then it was like the rest was history. They started asking for like all of us to play together, and I was playing like with both bands, but it became like a lot, and this was fun. This really was something. They were great musicians, but they were also like so much fun. There was so much chemistry. People think all the time that we're married. He will never correct them, by the way.
I don't.
People tell, hey, how's your wife? And he's like, oh, she's at home, whatever. And then they see me kiss Michelson and wonder what's happening. What kind of mess is this Caribbean Groove? Kind of band is this? Right? But yeah, that's that. And then that's it. Took off from there, and we've been doing it now since 2017. Now together,
2017.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. How did the pandemic even affect you guys when that got real serious? Did you guys have to cancel a lot of shows?
Oh, for sure. For a long time we didn't play, just like everybody else. Of course, everything was closed, and then as things started to open up. Then there were some things that were like out in the open. A lot of the venues were open to, they had the space to do things outside. And of course, the type of music that we play just played along with that because it was easy to go to a tiki thing and play, So, and people were ready. So by that time, right, people were just ready to come out and have a good time.
So you guys, and for the listeners, just so you guys know, Miss Yajaida and Michelson are married, so we want to kind of dive into that just a light little bit because you did a proposal at a show.
Oh yeah,
my dude.
He took the cake. He did.
How did that even unfold? Like, how you even decide to plan it like that?
Well, good question. Actually, the way wedding happens, it's like we don't do anything normal. Like we tell people, so we actually got. Married here at the conservatory. Right. But the way it happened, so we got the wedding date, and I've not proposed yet. And I'm like, oh shoot. So
we have to go back. What happened is that we hold on. We won the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a thing that was done in collaboration with the collaboratory with all of these vendors. They were going to do a photo shoot here, and so they didn't want to waste the photo shoot because it was all real flowers, everything was going to be. So what they decided was they were going to do a contest, and then that contest was going to be for people that do work in the community,
right?
And then you can submit your little application, and then they were going to pick it from there. You would tell your story, what do you do, blah blah blah. I submitted it. I asked him. He had not proposed, and I'm like, "Hey, there's this really cool thing. Maybe we should do it so that we can get married."
Yes, we know we were going to get married.
Well, we knew we were going to get married.
Right.
But it was just like, so I submitted, but I'm thinking we're going to lose because we're like, we were older. I don't know who they're going to pick. Whatever. Maybe our story was not that, special or whatever. But long and behold, we get the phone call that we won, and so I remember I was in my office. I ran over to where he was to be like, we won, whatever. And then he's like, yay. And it's like, okay, so what's the catch? Whatever the catch is, they picked the day for you.
Yeah.
And it's like 80 days from now. Like literally, we found out November 1st and we were to get married January 26th.
Wow.
So there was like no room there.
Yeah.
So now he hasn't proposed yet. So he kind of did things backwards. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And he's stuck with like.
Yeah, because I was planning on proposing. So now then come this cruise, the Gemrock cruise. So we got. I think we had bought the ticket
a year before.
Yeah. And then, so as I'm thinking, so the moment we won the wedding, I'm like, okay, now the Gemrock cruise came into mind, and I came when I find out Taurus Riley was my man that was gonna be in the cruise.
Yeah.
And I usually sing the song "She's Royal" to her at most of our gigs.
Yeah.
And at the end of and I said, what would be a best proposal to propose to her doing that while he's singing that song. So we got to the cruise. Long story short, it was a 5-day cruise sail out of Fort Lauderdale. So I got to the cruise. I didn't have the itinerary to see when Tyrese was going to perform.
Yeah.
As soon as we got on the boat, so got the flyer, Tyrese is performing that Monday night.
Oh, man.
So here I am freaking out. How do I do this? So he was performing almost like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And so I started my best friend that was there, one of my best friends, Jack, that was there. So Jack, so a lot of people were in on it. I would get the ring and everything. My daughter was in on it. Mama Kathy was on. She had no clue. All her friends. So we got to the cruise, and then I tell Jack, and Jack got excited. So everybody else, so we went to talk to the musician guys backstage. They got excited. Now I'm like, I was just thinking about doing it, on the crowd while he's singing, just getting one knee, or just get the DJ or elevated. Now the guy's like, no, we have to be on stage.
Yeah.
So it got bigger than I thought. So I got, long story short, and then while Tyrese Riley was singing that song, I was behind her, and then left her, and then because the guys called me. Because I was planning the whole thing, so I would be leaving like every 30 minutes. Yeah. Then the guys called me, like, come here, and then I went back up stage, and now next thing she knows, she saw me on stage. She's like, "Is he gonna sing?" Yeah. So then Tyrese Riley was singing. He turned around, he's like, "Who that man is?" Yeah. So I grabbed the mic because I want to propose to my queen, and it's like, and the whole crowd, 5,000 people, screaming, and I called her up, and did it right in there, and I started singing the song. No, they grabbed the mic. The singing wasn't part of the deal, man. It was a great experience, man. I was nervous, and it was a great experience.
Oh man, how did that grab you?
Oh man, can you imagine? I mean, that's like the significance of the song itself. Everything. I mean, it was like super, super magical, and it's like, kind of like everything, and like you said, like everything that we do, which is like pretty amazing. It's always been like that from the beginning. He always goes always super, super, super extra. So that was like really, really cool. He almost died that night though, because he kept leaving me. He missed that part of the story, because what happened is he kept leaving me so that he could go make these arrangements. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So I'm just standing there going, Tyrese Riley is about to go on stage. He's going to miss the performance. He's going to miss my song. Yeah. Right? I'm not thinking at all that all this is happening. So I'm standing there, and there's actually video where you could see me just getting madder and madder with the video. And as he started singing the song, I'm like, he's really missing this. And I turn around. Our friend Natalie was there. I turn around and I look at her, and I'm like, he's really gonna miss this. Like this really sucks. And then I turn around, he's up on stage, and I'm like, what is this guy doing now? Yeah. It was like the funniest thing. So I didn't even know what to do with myself. But it was truly magical. Really, really.
That is amazing. And I got to tell you guys, the wedding was beautiful as well. And thank you for inviting me as well.
Oh, well, your family. So, thank you.
Yes, that was beautiful. But I got to tell you guys. So it was a couple. Maybe a little over a week ago, I had someone come like, yo, bro, have you seen the photo with your friend's wife and your friend standing on a rock? I'm like, what you talking about, bro? Man, I go. So help the listeners understand where you guys did that shot and how that came out so beautiful.
Oh, man, we were actually in Greece, on Santorini. Yeah. And my wife here, Miss Beyonce here, or so playing the picture photo shoot, because in Santorini we've seen some. We actually, before that, for our first year anniversary, we did a photo shoot here. We bought Santorini here at the Calabator, right in front of the Calabator. She did the flying dress pictures, and then
because of COVID, we couldn't go to Greece.
We couldn't go to Greece. So now this opportunity came. We went to Greece. She planned all that. Photographer was already scheduled. Yeah. Makeup artist came to our hotel room and get her makeup done and dresses beautiful. And everything. And I was standing right there. Actually where we're standing is literally on top of people's rooms, like a hotel, and
but it's a real ledge. It's like really, ledge. Wow. Yeah. It took a lot to get those pictures, because I'm gonna tell you, I was like, they kept. I'm really dorky. If you look at any of my pictures, you always see that I have like just a smile, right? Like I don't do sexy. I don't want to pose, whatever. But for this thing, I mean, I have like 30 pounds of dress. I have eyelashes. So even though he calls me Beyonce, I really don't want to be, do all this stuff. Right. And they're like, just get on top of that thing and give me this and give me that. And I'm like, I'm gonna fall and die is what's gonna happen. So I'm really happy that we actually got some good pictures.
They took over 300 pictures. And,
wow.
And there's one guy that's working the dress, and with those fast shutters, cameras, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And while you're taking pictures, you see about 5 other couples actually taking pictures.
It's moving.
It's moving fast. Man.
Beautiful spot, though.
So we go into a little bit of, you guys impacting the community, and I want to start with Jude first, because you're a teacher.
No.
What does that look like? You're in the school system.
School district.
Okay.
I'm a social worker.
Okay.
I'm a school social worker now.
Right.
And I've been working in a school district for about 2 years.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I've done some medical. As a medical social worker, I was a therapist. A lot of work in the community. I've always been involved in community work and stuff.
Yeah. And I see, Miss Yajaida and Michelson, you guys done some community stuff as well. Not even just here, but outside of the country as well. What does that look like with you guys' organization when you work with these youths or different individuals?
So my background, and I don't know if you're aware of that, I was homeless as a teenager. So that's something that I used as my motivation to, to get out and help some people just accomplish whatever, if it could happen for me, it could happen, for them too.
Right.
So everything that we do revolves around that. I'm in the medical field, as you know, I have a clinic. So I, do that impact here.
Mm-hmm.
He does real estate. We do that here. But our biggest thing, it's getting involved with like youths and, just anybody that wants, to be empowered to do things like maybe build their business or do, whatever. And of course, with health and doing prevention and all that stuff and wellness. And so that took us all the way to Haiti, where we do some work there, which we've done, in collaboration with Judes as well, whether it's bringing a smile just through Christmas gifts or our music, or Africa, where we have an actual clinic and projects for reusable sanitary pads, sending girls to school. We have one that's about to graduate now from nursing school.
That's amazing.
Because we have different programs from childhood all the way through. And so now we're sending some girls to become nurses and be able to get out of their villages and do great things out in the world too. So that's been an important thing, I guess, and for him too, even though he didn't experience the same things that I did, like they both come from, we come from humble beginnings and countries that we've seen, what all of that can do to you and how blessed we are now. And that's all we're about, just giving back.
Now, because in the medical field, a lot of young ladies or, guys, when they do get their degree, they tend to go maybe work for a hospital. You have your own establishment. What would you say to someone that possibly want to venture that route but not sure how, or the boldness on what that would look like? What was your approach?
Really, my approach was just complete boldness and insanity. I can tell you the truth. I started my business. I had $70 in my pocket. Wow. It was probably, that's a whole podcast and story all in itself. So what I would tell people is that, not to limit themselves. I did that for a while. I kind of, thought that things were so big, right? And they are. I mean, some things you do need to have all this money and all of these resources and whatever. But, I really just started with the $70, one step at a time. And so what I would tell people is that, just don't limit themselves to what they think is the impossible. Just really do the one step every day. So that means if the one day it's writing down the name of whatever that clinic or whatever that venture is going to be, write it down. And then next, go get that LLC. And then just keep that process. I still keep the book that showed me step by step every single thing that I did until I opened the doors. Wow. And so it's just crazy now looking back at some of those simple things, like, go to downtown and pay whatever and do this. But you see what I'm saying? So it's just very simple little steps, but it was one step at a time that got me there. I didn't wake up and was like, oh, here's your clinic.
Right.
I just had to get up and I had to do it. And I mean, of course, it did take a village. There were some very, very amazing people, that believed in me, that gave me great opportunities, including like the people that where I'm at right now. So that little space, I went in there. Like I said, I had $70, but I was bold, and I walked in there and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to look for a place for a clinic to rent.
Yeah.
And the lady owned it. And she said to me, well, I just need a room and you can rent the rest of the space. I wanted to walk out right at that moment because I knew she was going to tell me like $3,000-$4,000 that I knew that I didn't have. Right. And she said to me, you know what? A lot of people have walked in through here and I didn't like them, but I like you. Ooh. I want to rent it to you. And she said, so guess what? No deposit. This is no lie. No deposit. It's going to be $800. Yeah. Okay. And you pay me the day that you open the door. What? So you get to start to put in your stuff, get your licenses. She helped me through that whole process. And she's like, all you need is a stethoscope and a good heart and people are going to come through the door. And that was a complete stranger right, at the time. Bless her. A few years later, she said she was tired of being there and that she felt that my clinic was growing. And I'm sitting there looking at her going, only like 10 people are coming in through the door. What is it that you see that I don't? She's like, yeah, it's growing. And you're going to need this space. And I'm like, you are nuts. Yeah. She says, well, I'm going to sell it to you. And I'm like, I have no money. Yeah. I have no credit. I don't even know how I'm going to, do that. Just sell it. And whoever comes in, I'm just going to have to rent it from them. Yeah. And she's like, okay. And then she came back and she said, well, this is mine. So I can finance this to you. And that's it. So it's going to be yours. And sure enough, that building is mine. Man, so it's not just the clinic, it's also the real estate. Yeah. And so, like I said, that was a total stranger. And, total shout out to Zenaida, who is just like came as a blessing really in my life, and her husband. And I don't know, whatever they saw, that little spark. And that's who I want to be. At the end of the day, that's what we want to be for other people. We want to be able to, we're going to save everybody, but someone's going to have that spark and we are going to have the resources somehow or somewhere, the knowledge or something that we can impart to someone else, because I needed that at that time. And those people set it up for me so that I can make it happen.
Wow, that is amazing. That's a true God sent right there.
It is.
Yes, it is.
So, we got to jump to you, Mr. Michelson. You got into real estate. You already got an award for selling over $4 million.
Yes.
Man,
2 years in a row.
Come on, bro. Yes, this is amazing, man.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it's been a long time coming. So my background is in education. So I was, I don't know if you know that. I was the public school system for 8 years. I started as a tutor, and I remember an English teacher told me that you have it in you, because I would be finished doing my work in class and go help other students. Right. And so then I became a teacher, a math teacher at it. So love numbers, and then from there, started teaching. And I was also teaching night school English at high tech Immokalee. Then right from there, I got into the financial industry to get my 215 to become a life insurance agent. So I started educating, the community how important it is to have a life insurance policy. Right. Mostly to our people that don't understand that. Right. And when they have a loved one pass away and they have to collect money from church, and then from there, I've always had a eye for real estate, and I know that was going to be my end goal. Yeah. So from there I got my real estate license in 2018. Right. So I got and I didn't, for a whole year, we didn't do anything with it. So we went to Africa, and when I came back from Africa, and I said, what, I hit the floor running. And I started really helping people. So I did not really focus on the commission aspect of it. So I say, if I help someone really get into a home, and my commission is going to get paid anyway. So and I focus on that, on helping. And one of the very first person I remember I helped to getting into a home was my mother, because back in 2007 we had purchased a home, we lost it, and she was in rent for so long. And I said, Mom, I'm going to put you in a home. Yeah. And I was a realtor, and since then I remember she blessed me. Yeah. And she's like, son, you're going to be successful. You're going to be great. She literally blessed me, and she spoke blessing over me. And since then I've had friends plus clients, and it's selling over going to 5 million a year, 2 years in a row. It's the tip of the iceberg. So
Beautiful.
I want to be, and our vision, and I've told my wife that, but since she was homeless, and I always tell people we're a team. She saved lives, and I get people shelter.
Yes.
And shelter is one of the most important in the hierarchy of needs. Besides food and things we need, we need shelter. Mm-hmm. And then her being used to be homeless, and our goal is for us to never be homeless again, and help all the people that are homeless or 2 step away from being homeless, to be their own homeowner, and then I go beyond that, and not being a homeowner, but also be investors, be on properties across the whole state, and, so that's our goal, and we're working toward that.
That's beautiful, man. Now with the band, what did you guys go to song? Like you would say you perform the most at most of the events.
That's a good one.
Well, I mean, we do. The one thing about Caribbean Groove is that we, as Yajaida always said, we're all about social justice. We're all about helping people, and I mean, we do a lot of we play a lot of, in a lot of bars and everything like that, but a lot of time, I think for me, where I get my most satisfaction is when we actually do an event for like Relay for Life or Harry Chapin, to kind of raise food and money, because we are about the community, we are about helping people, but we do play a lot of places out here, downtown Fort Myers, Punta Gorda. In fact, I think we have a big, most of our followers actually coming from Punta Gorda. In my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But we love the festivals, though, and that's the thing. I mean, we're about that culture. I mean, yesterday I was talking about this to someone about the folk festival that we do every year, and that one is like so amazing. We didn't even know that existed, but for 70 years, the state of Florida gives this money so that all of these different types of musical things come together just to teach the world, the community there about, what's out here, the different music or whatever. So, we go there, we bring reggae, we bring compa, we bring merengue, and to communities that otherwise would have never, heard that kind of stuff or whatever, but they are out there dancing and having a great old time. And we love that. We love to share that you said, all of the things that we like to help with and be able to use our talent for that. But we love sharing our culture.
It's so amazing. They have like 11 stages.
Yep.
Going at the same time. Like, it's like, if you want reggae, you go here. If you want Afrobeat, you go there. You know what I'm saying? It's all one place, which is great.
You guys ever find it challenging, like when you performing, your different songs or whatever? Have you ever tried to test the crowd, whether it's a Kumpa crowd, and you test them with some reggae?
Oh, we do that all the time. And that's, we actually laugh when we see somebody else, some other cultures like dancing to our stuff. We look at each other and we're like, wow, we accomplished what we came here to do. That's really what Caribbean Groove is. If people, and primarily we do sing a lot of reggae and this and that, but for the most part, we just try to bring whatever type of music, because that's the thing that we love the most, to see, like, you're from Jamaica and you're dancing compa. And like, how else, you know what I mean? Like, that's not something that you would have put on the radio, but because we're doing it and it sounds great and we're just like having a great old time, you have no choice but to do that.
The crazy part is that, to me, is when you playing, let's say you're doing an R&B song and then someone else, like a white person, come up and said, "Can you do merengue? Can you do a compa song you did the other day?" That always amazes me, because like, you asking me to play that,
Right.
Yeah.
Now, because you guys perform so many diverse of music, who are those artists you guys would say stand out for you guys?
For me, I say Bob Marley.
Yeah.
And simply because of the message that he's portrayed in his songs.
Yeah.
And, being that what we represent, it's, you can't go wrong with a Bob Marley song.
Yeah. Yeah.
And regardless of who you are, you're always going to find something within that song, the lyrics, to even to touch you. So Bob Marley.
Like earlier, you asked what our to-go songs, and one of our songs we sing a lot is Three Little Birds.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That sometimes when we sing, we don't just sing it, just for the song, for the music behind it, and also the word really, and whatever may be happening. If there's something that just happened, like after the earthquake, a hurricane, when we did the earthquake relief for Haiti, we did a song we would always sing. That to tell people really don't worry, everything's gonna be all right.
Everything's gonna be good. That is beautiful. You ever test the waters with some of the Spanish music and?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We shock them too because they don't know what's coming, who's gonna sing what, and so they don't know, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh wow, they are doing that too, or they sing in Spanish, or they'll have me singing in Creole, which is hilarious. Oh yeah, sometimes I make up my own lyrics, but that's okay. That's an ongoing joke. Nobody knows, but I am saying something. It sounds like it, but phonetically it sounds like it, but yeah, that's the fun part, just that shock factor. But oh yeah, we do a little bit of everything for sure.
Yeah. Now, with you guys looking at the next 5 years, where you guys see Caribbean Groove besides Southwest Florida?
Well, I mean, we're still expanding. Like I said, we do all these festivals all throughout here. We've actually played in Haiti, which was, and
I put her live on the radio. She didn't expect that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
And on TV.
On TV,
yeah. We were on TV as well. So we're looking at doing some things like in the Caribbean for sure. My dad is a well-known musician from the Dominican Republic, and from back in the day, so well connected there with like the music scene. Yeah, so we've thought about that, going and bringing some music there, and especially because of course the whole deal with the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and there's always like all of this bad blood and controversy, and so I don't know, we want to be like ambassadors of that, like we just kind of like mixed our cultures and how much we've embraced that. I mean, if you would have seen him yesterday at Latin night, you would have not been like, oh, this guy's from Haiti. He was rocking that merengue, bachata, the whole nine. So those are the plans, to kind of like go even out in the Caribbean or whatever other states, or whatever else in Florida that we can go to. I mean, we're very busy, so we kind of do this now more as a hobby than anything else. But we still have fun, and I just see us. We're going to be like 80 still up there with our walkers or whatever. Just like, take some ibuprofen after. We do that already.
And I'm glad you went there too, because I know my listeners be like, well, it's the same land. So what was that like? So Haiti, Dominican Republic, same land. Mm-hmm. What is that like with, DR crossing into Haiti, Haiti crossing into DR?
Just so many years of like so much stuff. I mean, you would think that that we would love each other, but unfortunately, there's just like it's one island, one land. A lot of disparity. Unfortunately, on the side of Haiti, there's been a different experience than it's been on the side of the Dominican Republic. Right. But like always, there's this. We do tend to do that as societies. We always need the lesser than. Yeah. And so, unfortunately, on the side of the Dominican Republic, you're kind of raised to a certain degree to be like, those are those people over there, just like here we have those people on the other side of the border. Yeah. And then, you don't really get to interact too much because who leaves their land, right? The person that's in need. Right. So you get to meet like, maybe someone that's not educated or someone that's coming to look for a better opportunity. Right. And so the whole entire belief of that culture just goes around thinking that everybody from Haiti, this is what they look like, or this is what they do, or whatever. And there's bad and good in every country, right? So they just kind of categorize them like, that way. And so, it wasn't until I came here that I started to meet, more Haitians and started to realize, we're exactly, I mean, we eat like, well, there's going to be a debate, of course, because their stuff is really good. I'm not going to lie. Their food is amazing. But we eat the same things. We do the same things. We love our families. We have the same moral compass of the things that, are important to us.
Right.
But we've missed that because
Yeah.
of all of the, fight, and a lot of it is rooted, unfortunately, in some racism, some is rooted in classism, some is just rooted in all of the things that just want to be a difference, and politics, and so like right now, it's like, oh, don't cross over here because you're taking our stuff. And it's like, they're coming to work, they're coming to do, but again, there are bad people on both ends, and that's what's made it, be so controversial and just so bad. And I get it, the Dominican Republic can't help, Haiti per se. And then, they're third world countries, both of them. And it's a big debate, but hopefully one day, people will see actually, for just like here or anywhere else, that, we are much more alike than we're different.
Well, you two have broken that barrier, isn't it?
Yes. And trust me, we've had people even within our own, families that have looked at us like, oh,
you're gonna have, excuse me, the word, the ignorant. That's why I say it's ignorance, and that's gonna look at us and whatever it is, they don't know, they can see. Love don't see color, love don't see,
Right.
We love each other. He doesn't see we're in the same island. I love her. She's like some people say, well, you married a Hispanic woman. You love the Hispanic woman. She's a woman that happened to be Hispanic.
Yeah.
Right. So, and, it's like, it's ignorance, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Now, how big are the families? How big is your family, Joe?
Well, my family.
I beat them all. I let them go.
Well, I think I have about 11 of us.
Okay.
On my, I want to say, extended like siblings and everything like that.
Yeah.
But my nuclear family, it's pretty small. It's 4 of us now.
4?
I have 2 boys and
2 boys. Okay.
Yes, and of course my wife.
Okay.
But I grew up with a lot of women.
Okay.
And that's why I can't cook anything. But I can iron clothes.
Oh, he is the ironer of the group. Yes, absolutely. We're on the trip.
Yeah.
Give it to Judes. He will iron it. Perfect. Yes.
My wife would come home and saying, "Hey, the ladies at work keep complimenting me about my uniform.
I'm sending my clothes.
And she brags about it. Hey, my husband did that.
Yeah.
I love that. And my mom actually taught me that. I'll be ironing socks, underwear.
Oh no, your problem.
As a kid,
You need therapy. Man, I hate doing all of it.
Yes.
I'm the ironer.
I'm like, I'll get it other. He is the ironer, for real. He really truly is.
Yeah.
But listen, and there's a chemistry in that.
Yes, sir.
There's science in that.
Yes, there is.
Because
it's a method to that.
Yeah.
To the madness.
Because when my wife irons my shirt, I'm like, what did you do?
I know. I've done that to him. What was this?
It's crazy.
It's an art for you.
Yes. It's an art. Yeah.
That's
so
beautiful.
definitely. Yeah.
Oh man. How about
your family?
Oh my God, let's not get started because this podcast would last another hour.
We are Wakanda.
Really, I'm from a family of 10, actually. 7 boys, 3 girls.
Okay.
And, outside of like siblings, uncles, like my grandparents, my grandpa from my mom's side has 42 children.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, and my grandpa from my dad's side himself had a lot. I can't remember. And then one thing I remember was I had to break them, but I don't want to be like them. And I remember I went to my grandpa for my mom's funeral, and literally over his casket I was getting, I'm like, Grandpa, I loved you, but I don't want to take over. Like, literally I said that. I'm not going to be the one that having like 10 or 20 kids, and I don't want to take even, I have 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 3 girls, no boys, and I'm done. My girls are 13 and 11, the twins. And, and really done. And in total, we have 7 kids. My wife and I, we have 8.
Well, they're 5 kids and 2 grandkids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we always say 7, in total 7. And we tell people that's plenty.
Yeah.
And I have lots of nieces and nephews, and my Like over, like, I can't even count. I think my mom has over like about 20, 21
I think 21
grandkids.
grandkids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So already, so because hey, it's 10 of us, but
Yeah.
and we still
Yeah.
have two that still don't have kids yet. Two of my brother and my sister, younger sister, don't have kids.
Okay.
So it's a big family. It's Wakanda, like you say.
And we call it Wakanda because
Yeah.
mine is small, right?
Yeah,
So I basically had my 2 kids,
Yeah.
and so that was it. So for like the longest time, it was
Yeah.
just like me and the 2 kids, and then
Yeah.
here I marry into like this,
Yeah.
and like the first Thanksgiving, my kids are used to like me cooking, and it's just us, or we would go to someone's house and whatever. And then now we have a tent,
Yeah.
like literally a tent with like tables and the whole 9 yard and 3 turkeys. And it's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So they really called it Wakanda. They're like, so what, and nothing is normal in our house, whatever. It's like beautiful blended family, with, all of this great stuff that comes with it. But it's just crazy. Like we cannot have a regular party and the house is not completely full.
So rumor has it that you can throw down the oxtail.
Oh, I know who started that.
I thought she was from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
This
But
guy.
Jaji, listen though. Michelson and I, there's a history in when it comes to oxtail.
Yes, sir.
You may not remember that, but
He's going to pull the video. And go.
well, see, for that one, I
Yeah.
may not have pictures because it was before smartphone.
Wow, that's
Phones.
Go way back.
Yeah.
Because we used to play in that band in Fort Myers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every Sunday we would go to practice,
Yeah.
and we would get paid just for rehearsal.
Yeah.
And then there was this place called M&M
Oh,
on
yeah.
Fowler Street.
Yes, I remember.
We would just go
Just
oxtail
oxtails.
Wow.
every
Yeah.
Sunday,
Yeah.
Wow.
and that sticks.
That was-
and
yeah.
now you come through with your ability to cook oxtail.
I had to learn that. You know what
You
this,
had to
this
learn
was,
it.
it was
Okay.
hard, of course, because this was hard. You don't come into this Haitian family and don't produce
Oh,
like
yeah.
some food. And so the first, that you were there that
Yes.
first time when I didn't cook. So
Yeah.
the story is that we would do rehearsal like at my house.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it was just at that point it was only Amber at the house. So that was it, the 2 of us. I'm working, and so it would be like, hey, you guys are getting pizza.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you're getting.
Yeah.
You're lucky, whatever. And so one day, one of the guys from the band brought their girlfriend over, and she was like, hey, let's cook something. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, let's cook something. Do you have any spices? I'm like, I don't know, open there and see what happens. And she's looking at me like, what's going on here? I'm like, look, we just eat pizza and whatever in this place, So she took me shopping, and then the next thing was like, well, I better start talking to his mom because this guy. There's one thing about my husband: he needs to eat.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like my husband, anything can happen, but he would be like, in 2 or 3 hours, he will tell you, where's my meal?
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, give him a sandwich kind of thing. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be in trouble. So my mother-in-law actually taught me, all of this stuff, and just even from making the seasoning to like whatever. And then one day, I think it was it legume or something. I know that I surprised them with like, okay, here's a real meal, people. At one of the rehearsals, and then they put I actually have that picture because one of the oxtails or something, I have him licking the plate.
Yes.
I'm saving this
Yes.
as proof that I not only made it, but also made the Haitian Committee for Food, and and their food is something that they're very, very proud of.
Wow.
So if you make something and they like it, then you got the approval
You
for
in.
life.
You in.
Oh, I'm in now. They're like, I am totally Haitian, 1,000%.
Oh my goodness. Now, where can people find you?
Well, we are on Facebook, of course. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter.
Okay.
It's Caribbean Groove with Caribbean with a K, and our contact information on there. Just either inbox, text messages, or a phone call.
Okay.
Yeah.
For individuals that want medical assistance, how do they find you, Yajaida?
So my clinic is actually in Lehigh. It's Suncoast Medical Group.
Okay.
And the number there, I'll give it to you, is 239-368-5757. I also have, there's a wellness spa that I'm in Cape Coral. So for like the ladies that want to do like Botox and facials and fillers and all that stuff, then I'm also at Imagine Wellness Spa off of Del Prado. So that's a new venture that started this year.
Oh, my goodness.
So they can come there as well.
Beautiful. Now, if someone want to buy a house,
Yes. Well, if you want to buy a house, let's go. You can. My website is Aristhyl Home Sales. It's SALES.com, and you can go on my Facebook page, Aristhyl Enterprise LLC.
Okay.
All my contacts is there, and I have my digital business card. They can click that and download it as an app on their phone. Yeah. And they can call me at 239-675-2716. And I also, my Instagram page is actually my full name, Michelson Aristhyl.
Okay.
And you will find me and we'll get you on a home. And we also sell your home too. So
there you go.
Y si habla español.
Yes.
We got it. You know that so many people call my husband. Like, it's so funny. Like, I always tell him, he has his things out, his posters or whatever out, and like, what about this poster says I speak Spanish? Nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I figured it out. So this handsome man is like, this handsome man should be married. Must be married to an Hispanic. Beautiful.
Stop it! Oh my God! This is every single time. Thank God we're like a lot together, but they would literally just call like, sí, bueno, estoy llamando, la. And then he's like, un momento, por favor. Just hand it over to me. So I've had to learn to be a, real estate person.
Well,
and
he looks Spanish a little bit.
He looks like a champagne papi from the DR.
On a good day.
Yeah. It's getting rubbed off. I like it.
Both ways. I mean, people always, same thing. You know how many Haitians come to my office? Because they see my last name and then they come in and then I'm like, I only know food. I don't know. 3 sentences. I don't know. But it's crazy. It's amazing.
Oh man. Well, guys, listen, this was beautiful.
Yes.
Guys, there you have it. We've created a story with Caribbean Groove. You've heard from 3 of the members, and they are doing wonderful things here in Southwest Florida. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in right here at EAS Club. And definitely shout outs to all you guys out there in England, Urban Extra Radio. Thank you guys for the platform. And until the next episode, we'll have one more interesting or a few more interested guests on the show, Caribbean Groove. Thank you guys.
Can I give a quick shout out?
Yeah.
Just want to shout out to our drummer, Keshner Petit,
Okay.
Ricky, our guitar player, Michelson Pierre. It's not his mom's birthday today. There's a story in that.
Yeah.
Ricky, Cash, Michelson. Shout out to all of you guys out there. I know you guys probably going to be listening soon.
Yes.
So thank you for having me and having us.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Well, there you have it. The host came, the guest came, and the story was created. Thank you to our sponsors, EHAS Inc., Karis Capital, and the Cornell Bunting LLC brand. Go check out the books, courses, and materials at www.cornellbunting.com. Thank you again for listening to the show. Check back again to hear another tale from another unique guest right here at EHAS Club.